what it was. Y'all know who it is. And y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge of Self. And this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight. And hey, it is with great pleasure that I can announce that we have reached our last and final installment in this Sun in the House series. So after this one right here, you can go check your sun by both house and sign, because we done covered them all. Oh, I done hit them all. Well, all except for Ophiuchus. And if you're one of those special individuals that are waiting on Ophiuchus in the 13th house, then I have some advice for you too. What you need to do is close your eyes and hold your breath and wait on NASA to come up with an answer for you, because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and neither do you. And I say that with all due respect and nothing but love. But come on now, let's not do that. Now, when we're talking about the sun and closing it out, it's only right that we bring it home. And in bringing it home, it's going to get as bright as it can get. So I'm glad I got my motherfucking shades on, y'all. That's because this right here, this is a little something about those people that have the sun in the 5th house of their natal chart. And before we even go there, if you don't know my style, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell you a little bit about the sun. I'm going to bring y'all a little information on the energy that comes along with it and how it might affect you. Then after that, we're going to talk a little bit about what the 5th house of the astrological chart is all about. And then after that, we're going to bring it to a climax, which that's actually my forte. So without wasting any more of anyone else's time, it ain't nothing to it but to do it. So the sun. This is a planet of self, and it rules the sign of Leo in the 5th house of the astrological chart. And for me, when we're talking about the sun, as it puts forth light, it also brings forth life. And in astrology, it represents our self, our personality, our ego, our spirit, as well as what it takes to make each one of us individually unique. And, it's our identity, and it really can speak to any creative ability that we have, as well as the power that we possess to meet the challenges of everyday life. And our father, our male children, a lot of the major male influences in our life, this is all ruled by the sun. And that's because the sun's energy is forceful, and people's core being is here. And it's through its will that we learn to manifest ourselves in this world right here. And the sun's energy is also majestic, and it rules over royalty. Hell, it exudes it too, man. And the sun, pardon me, it's also all about strength and vitality. A lot of people will try to say it's about health and well-being, but no, it's about strength and vitality, because it's the sun that brings strength to all the other planets in our chart. And it's the sun that plays a pivotal role in the big three that consists of the sun, the moon, and the rising, that really make up the basis of our personality. And so, yeah, it's something like a big deal, man. This is the core of the being, around which all else goes around, orbits, just like the sun of the solar system. You understand? So that's kind of what it is. And when we're talking about the sun sign, man, the sun spends about 30 days in each sign, which is cool, but we're not talking about that. We talking about the house placement, and the house placement of the sun has a physical, a psychological, and a spiritual significance on you. So it's definitely worth paying attention to, because this is your natural arena of experience in life. This is your natural, area of expression. This is where you do your best shit, obviously. Okay. So when we're talking about the 5th house, with the 4th being all about home and being all about your roots, it's kind of in the 5th where you kind of burst onto the scene in your full motherfucking glory. And that's because it's ruled by Leo in the sun, and it represents the natural blooming of our character in its most concentrated form. Because it's here in the 5th that the great test involves the ability to act out one's innermost motive in terms of purity of nature. Okay. And or to act out one's innermost nature in purity of motive. That's better put. Okay. And this is the house of creativity. This is the house of drama. This is the house of fun. This is the house of children. This is the house of casual sexual affairs, or dating if you want to be PC. Okay. Now, the 7th house, that's your relationship. That's your marriage. That's the serious part of it. The 5th, this is the fucking you do for fun. It ain't deep, intimate experiences like the 8th either. Okay. You feel me? And also understand it's here that you kind of do your best shit. And any planets that are placed in this house and the sign that are on the cusp, they're going to show where your power lies creatively. And they even kind of show how you portray yourself on the stage of life. You feel me? It's in the fifth that we speak to our passion and what stirs it. And it really speaks to how we express joy for life in an outward way. And if a malefic like Saturn or Chiron is here, it could show how our enthusiasm is being repressed or why it's being repressed. Okay. And this is the realm of the eternal child. And it speaks to how we have the most fun in this life. It's one of my favorite houses. My moon is in the fifth. So, yeah. So, when we're talking about putting the sun in the fifth house, well, do any of y'all know somebody that has that glow? And don't get it twisted. I ain't talking about no superficial stuff neither. Nah. This time I'm referring to those genuinely luminescent individuals who just ooze charisma and creativity and are kind of naturally attracted to the limelight. Yeah, man. Well, if you know somebody that has that, isn't you a chance that they got their sun in the fifth house of their natal chart or the moon in the fifth like me? I'm going to stop being selfish and self-centered and throw myself in the mix. Back to the sun, man. Just understand that, man. The sun is a natural ruler of the fifth house, man. So with it being at home, it's going to be greatly empowered here. Plus, this also means that no matter what the hell these people's actual sun sign is, they're still going to have a little Leo to them regardless. Oh, it's going to be some line in there. Which that right there in itself kind of says that they just love and crave attention. And, I mean, that's just for one, man. And on top of that, it also points to their creative endeavors kind of being their bread and butter. So there's going to be a lot of them that have some kind of form of artistic talent, or there's also going to be some on the other end of the spectrum who just might be comedians or actors or something in some way connected to performing. It could be all that, man, because this house is also known as the house of drama too, man. And so that's definitely worth looking at. But, you know, I will say this, unless the rest of the chart is boldly saying otherwise, man, these are always going to be typically more extroverted people who are fueled by attention. And I've also seen that some of them actually can suffer health wise when they don't have some kind of creative outlet. Cause, you know, the sun's energy is so motherfucking forceful that it can easily, I mean, very easily turn destructive if they can't find a way to let it flow in a healthy and constructive way. So that's extremely imperative to their growth and development. Understand that. And, you know, the fifth ain't just about art and drama either. Understand that, or music either. It's really all about fun and expression too. And, you know, with the sun here, right here, I'm going to tell you now, man, fun comes from expression of their individuality. Okay. Cause, you know, another awesome thing about this placement is the enormous amount of self-confidence that it bestows, for real. Cause, these usually ain't very shy people at all. No. And that doesn't mean these are some people that always crave attention, even though they ain't scared of it. No. You know, these are the people who are really brave and full of optimism. So a lot of them have probably been really popular from the time they were little kids all the way on up through life, man. And not to mention, man, hey, fun is these motherfuckers' middle name. Oh yeah, man, they live for that shit. For real. And let me also say that with the fifth being the house of romance, the art of flirting, you know, this is a game that they've mastered. But I will also say this, be warned that drama is inevitable with this placement, man, because, I mean, this is the house of drama. These people's interactions are not going to just run seamlessly most of the time. Nah, player, this here is kind of more of a hot and cold type of ordeal. So good luck with that. And I sympathize with you. Like I said, my moon is in the fifth, so I've seen this type of shit that goes along with this. And look, beyond all that, man, we must never forget that the fifth is the house of children too. So these are people who are just kind of instinctively good with kids. And a big part of that has to do with the fact that, you know, they're really naturally playful by nature themselves. And it also has to do with the fact that their own inner child is just always ever present, because these are some of the most naturally vibrant people that you're ever going to encounter in this life, man. And these are the type of people who just truly enjoy the magic of being alive. And also, let me say that, you know, these same things right here, because of those same factors right there, these are also the type of people who are going to come across a lot younger than they actually are throughout their whole life. And that's just because they're childlike. That doesn't mean they're childish. That means they're childlike. And kids can usually sense that about them, so they're drawn to it. And so kids are typically a big part of these folks' lives, whether it be other people's or their own. And speaking of that, this does also say that most people with displacement, they typically do end up having kids of their own too. And with that, this could say that there might be some Leo energy in the mix right there. But that doesn't have to be the case, because it could also just point to this being someone with a really good relationship with their own inner child, okay? Or several other different scenarios. I mean, we could go over it over and over, and you see me do it, and I will if you need me to. Just ask me about it personally, okay? And I will caution you about this again, though, okay? This placement right here, these motherfuckers need a lot of attention. I mean, a lot of attention. And with that being the case, man, you know, they definitely are prone to some outrageous outbursts and episodes of attention-seeking behavior from time to time. And hey, especially if the sun is afflicted, because if the sun is afflicted, they probably ain't above a motherfucking temper tantrum or two. So, this one can be a real motherfucker sometimes, y'all. It's going to be dramatic. It's going to be fun. It's not going to be boring. Ever. Plus, you know, I'm going to say this for real, man. Because of that self-confidence or cockiness, that ego that comes along with this, man, is a real colossal piece of work. So if we have this placement, let's try to employ some motherfucking humility, if at all possible. Not all the time, but sometimes, okay? Just so we're digestible. But hey, maybe we don't care. And maybe you don't believe a word that I just said, because the truth of the matter is, even if it don't play out like that, just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. And what that means is that we all have all this energy available to us. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. And that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And there's been some priceless knowledge of self. If you're interested in any astrological readings whatsoever, you should hit me up in the comments below or email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. As a matter of fact, with that, just like I did in the last video, I'm announcing a sale right now that I have going on. Right now, I'm doing $50 audio natal chart interpretations. And you might think that's a lot, but that's really nothing, player. That's a hell of a deal, because what you're going to get with that is you're going to get an hour and a half to 2 hours of me breaking down your chart personally, of me telling you the aspects that I see going on, the major ones at least. We'll talk about all the major planetary placements that are traditionally associated with astrology. We'll talk about the declinations. We'll talk about the growth aspects. We'll talk about your karmic direction. We'll cover your elements and your modalities, your hemispheres, your quadrants. We'll talk about everything, man. Everything. And I'm also going to throw in a 30 to 40 page PDF giving you the same amount of information. So, hey, you have it both tangibly and you have me there in essence. Okay. That's a deal you can't beat, man. And that's for a limited time only. $50 audio natal chart almost burped, y'all. Pardon. $50 audio natal chart interpretations. And, I also give $40 numerology readings. Okay. And I'm not going to give the PDF with that because that's too much, but I will do that. $40, which that'll consist of about, close to an hour of me doing a numerology chart reading for you, breaking it down and giving you an audio recording of me breaking down everything that's going on with your numbers, your personal numbers. I also right now will do a sale on synastry readings, and I'll do those for $60 a piece right now also. Okay. I'm in a bind where I need to make some money. I had some emergency expenses come up, and I want to be able to keep doing this for y'all. So if I'm going to be able to do that, I'm going to need some more readings. I'm going to need some people to show me some love and donate on the channel. I'm going to need that type of effort that I put out because I work hard. Because I'm going to be real with y'all, man. I need some help, man. I'm in a bind right now. I need some help. But we'll be all right. Hey, I appreciate all the love and support. If y'all are interested in any astrological readings whatsoever, like I said, hit me up. Y'all keep it chill till next time. Okay.